the interview we were busy with a short while ago. Dr. Babalwa Magoqwana speaking to us live. She is with Nelson Mandela University. She joins us via Skype. Babalwa, if we could just pick up where we left off. You are part of the collective of black women, gender, non-binary people and allies of the higher education in South Africa who felt the need to come together and write an open letter to the Minister of Higher Education and Training, Naledi Pandor, on the back of a story done by Checkpoint here on ENCA around sex for jobs, this case specifically at Fort Hare University. But you are saying in this higher education, in this letter to the Minister, that this has been an issue for a very long time.
Thank you, Marcel. As I was saying, that we feel that the problem of sexual violence and also the sexual harassment has been placed very much or left to individual universities most of the time, or individual institutions of higher learning most of the time. But what we are saying in that letter, we are saying that we need to have a national conversation within higher education where we set up structures from the highest level of the Office of Higher Education and to start blacklisting the people who have been found guilty, to have a register of people who have committed the offense, to have a nationwide inquiry on the extent and the scope of the problem. Because what has happened now is that we tend to leave the universities to make to come up with solutions individually. But if we take it on a national level, we believe that people can be forced to actually implement those policies that they have, that they fail to implement most of the time.
Now, university campuses across the country are often microcosms and mirror what's going on in the broader South African society. Why do you believe there is this reticence from those in these decision-making and leadership positions in these universities to come together and say we've got a problem with an institutional culture around gender, around violence, and why is there this reticence to do something about it?
This is the thing. The university currently, it has a lot of young women. Universities, they have more than, 54%, mostly women students. And we're saying that these demographics, as they continue to change, we're going to have serious problems if we don't follow up with setting up structures that are protecting the young students, women students, and also if we don't set up structures that can make sure that those who are working on short-term contracts, who tend to be black women most of the time, are not dependent on their potential or their abusers to renew their contracts and therefore ask for sexual favors in return. So we do believe that the universities, as a collective, they can still come together through the directive from the minister to enforce it, because we cannot trust them anymore, apparently. We cannot trust them anymore individually to implement policies that they have sometimes, so that we can deal with the culture of sexual offenses within the universities.
What are some of the practical solutions that your group believes can be implemented almost immediately on campuses? Because we often hear, when we speak about issues around gender-based violence, that women are not believed, and that is why that has an impact on the low reportage of gender-based violence. And is there a practical solution? Are there practical things that can be implemented on the campuses to already make it safer for women to come forward?
First of all, thank you, Marcel. First of all, we are saying in the letter that the offices, most of the time, that tend to deal with these kinds of offenses, they tend to be under-resourced and incapacitated. You'll find that you've got only one person dealing with the whole issues of sexual violence, in an office. So we are saying that we can institute in different universities, we can capacitate those officers with people from legal background, psychologists, social workers, so that we can have a unit within each and every university that can make it suitable for the students to come forward, and also for staff members to come forward and report such things, because people have lost faith, unfortunately, or trust within the institutions, to deal with this kind of a problem.
Before I let you go, a final question. Obviously, to make your voices heard, it is important to have a united front. Now, you're speaking on behalf of a collective of black women, gender, non-binary people and allies in higher education in South Africa. Is there an understanding, specifically amongst the female population on these campuses and non-binary people on these campuses, that this is an issue that affects everybody and that something needs to be done?
No, definitely. Most people agree, but it's at this point, the initiators, of course, or the signatories, were the main people who were having a conversation. And we observed that most of us, we share similar stories, and then we got together and we were like, can we just draft something that needs Minister Pando's urgent attention? And therefore, we would allow others also to also sign and to be co-signatures as the letter is being publicized throughout this week. And we're hoping that we can have more and more people joining the call, actually, of this, the demands about the inquiry, the demands about blacklisting, and the register of offenders that must be publicized in the Department of Higher Education and Training website, so that when we employ new staff members, we know that the website is being consulted, the list is being consulted, so that we don't have what has happened in one of the universities that was that we saw on Checkpoint under ENCA, whereby someone just moves around different universities hoping that he's not going to be caught.
Sure.
So basically, that's what we are saying. But we welcome other people to sign, because this is not a matter of the few individuals. This is a culture. So it means all of us, we need to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Babalwa Magoqwana from Nelson Mandela University, speaking to us live there via Skype about an open letter that they've written as a collective to the Minister of Higher Education and Training.